finger? Hell yeah.
Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC guy, and trade fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is time for some Piper Academy. We got Bitcoin moving up over $66,000 right now. ETH sitting over 3,000. We may have just wiped out all of the outflows of the ETFs for Bitcoin ETFs. This week alone, we're going to be taking a look at that and a lot more. Chainlink on the move. Let's get it, guys. Class is in session. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Piper Academy. I am your host, Army Piper. We come at you every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m., bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I'm just sitting here with my co-host, TradeFly and OC guy, drinking my coffee, trying to wash down the humble pie that is the markets right now. So.
Yeah, it looks like Pollo just said he let go of the LDO. I'm gonna have to look at that on the charts, see what happened. It must have popped.
It must have, move. Yeah. I ought, hey, 52K might be our major support level, guys, but it does not mean that. And these markets have absolutely moved, which on Monday, against my better judgment of what I said yesterday, I did say that if Wednesday's data came out good for CPI, we would likely see markets move up. And that's what happened. Sometimes you change your assessment, and it is what it is. So
hey man, roll with the punches. But let's say what's up to a couple people in the chat. Let's see. Ricketts, he's in here number 1. I haven't seen you very often. So what's up, my guy? Mr. J, hey, you're number 2 today. You better step your game up. Ricketts has got you beat. Alexander G, best mind in the house. How you doing? Let's see. OC's in here. Crypto Pollo, Cluck, motherfucker L. Jones. Crypto Billy Goat Tails. Tune in every Tuesday. That's my spot.
You see who else?
Piano Matty B. What's up?
Piano Matty B.
Yeah. Amy Lives Crypto.
It's Friday. He's going to be live tonight.
Oh, all right. You know,
Piano Matty B does a live piano show on his show on YouTube every weekend, and it's a blast. You got to go check it out.
Nice. I have to check that out. Yeah, my little guy has a flag football today, but I'm going to try. Amy Lives Crypto, ZTS Rhythm, and then Crux of Crypto, French Toaster, Hola, my friend. And I think that is it. Pass it over to OC so you can say what's up to the peeps.
Hey, what's up, guys? So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. Today, I believe that it's a mover day. And I mean, yesterday I was the bull of the team, but also, I also mentioned that data, it's constantly moving, right? And we need to update with data. And that's what we do here, right? That's what there's 3 of us. There is one theory in which they put a couple of scientifics analyzing the same project or the same theory, and one of them always needs to bet against the group, and that is to make sure that there is there's always a backfire plan, right? So I think not only, Piper, I don't think that you were wrong at all, right? In fact, you've been calling for this for many other classes, and then one piece of important data might be leading to a possibility, but nonetheless, we're aiming up, right? So I love to see that. And guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Hey, we're going to have Amy Lives Crypto on next Thursday. She's going to be a guest next Thursday on the show. So that's going to be awesome. And then we will know Sunday night, but we may have someone from our audience that is a guest on Monday. We'll know Sunday night, and that Monday guest very possibly could be Blackie Chan. So that's going to be pretty cool to have him on Monday. That'd if he can make it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Bring in the alumni up on. He's going to be the professor's assistant.
OC and
OC and
his
his
audios,
OC and
man.
his sound effects.
Yeah. You know who I've been talking to a little bit on the side too, just kind of networking a little bit, is Kyle Chismore. Have you heard of him? He's over at he has his own channel. But he does TA on Alex O's in his Discord. He's actually really good.
Yeah. I know.
He's got
I know
an
who you're talking
interesting
about.
story. I don't know if you've seen like the latest video. I don't know if it's the latest, but it was a recent video by Max Maurer. He actually did a piece on Kyle, which was very interesting. So
Interesting.
Be cool to have him on. Yeah.
Yep. We need to get Alex O on here soon too. Again, we haven't had our
My boy,
we haven't had our substitute professor on here in a hot minute. So, all right, let's get on to the news. Let's get on to the charts because everybody wants to see these charts. We had some big movers this week. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy, if you ever get your studio set up and you're ready to do some camera time, man, let us know. We'll have you on too.
He's a Hollywood star, man.
I know he is. He's big now. Hollywood. We're gonna start calling him the Hollywood goat, you know. Let's jump over here.
Didn't even say what's up, you know.
Really? That's bad. You're supposed to say what's up when you're in California to trade fly. All right, let's jump over to the news. All right, guys, taking a look at the news here. Fear and greed coming in right now, 74. We are one tick mark away from extreme greed as of right now. We'll see how this weekend goes. This weekend is make or break on the analysis. That's what it is right there this weekend. So looking over here, crypto bubbles on the daily, guys. Let's give it a little refresh. Got a sea of bubbles over there pushing out the side. Chainlink up 17.7%. ADA up 6.3%. Ondo up 8.8%. Arweave 8.9%. Safe. I still haven't checked in on this. We need to figure out what the hell this token is. It's up 9%. It's been up all week. I mean, if you take a look at it on the monthly, it didn't exist. And then all of a sudden, 40% for the week. It just like out of nowhere. So looking here, synthetics up to 4.8. Let's scroll down here and see what's really moving. Bitcoin is down right now 0.1% for the day. Ethereum up 2.7%. So getting a little shuffle there after that Bitcoin movement. Now the alt's starting to get their move in. What else do we have here? Looks like big movers, Cardano right there. Like we said, Chainlink, though, massive 17.7. It's actually up over 20% at one point. It's actually pulled back just a little bit recently. So big movers on the market cap, guys. We had Optimism moving up 3 positions here. Arbitrum moving up 2 spots. Arweave moving up 3 spots on the market cap. Is that it on the big movers? Chainlink up 2 spots there, and that is it on the big movers. Let's move into the liquidation, see what happened to the traders yesterday, and then you can talk about you yesterday, TradeFly, because that something happened to you as a trader yesterday too. So shout out to you, man. Looking here in the past 24 hours, 48,000 traders liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $123 million. Biggest liquidation was XBT on BitMEX for $4.8 million. Nothing today. And I actually want to point something out for you guys here. This is going to be something of note. If we don't have any FUD, if we don't have any SEC crackdown going after Coinbase, you know, any of these regulations through punishment instead of regulation policy, nothing like that, we may have a clean runway for takeoff. And here's why. We have nothing today, just Fed Waller speaking. As long as he doesn't open his mouth and say the wrong thing, it's going to be bad. Saturday, got another one speaking on a weekend. They work weekends. But look at next week. Next week, we have Fed Chair Powell speaking on Sunday. This is probably like a speech event. Like, I'm not really sure yet what it is, but it's nothing governance related. It's on a Sunday. Next week, though, it's just a lot of speeches. There's really nothing happening next week until the FOMC minutes come out, which is just going to be literally the transcript of everything that was said at the last rate hike rate discussion meeting, the last FOMC that we had on May 1st. It's going to be those minutes from that. And then we have initial jobless claims, which comes out weekly. We have really nothing. Durable goods orders. That's really it. The next major thing that we have is on May 30th. GDP. So there's a lot of room next week for a good takeoff for the price if nothing FUD happens. So keep your fingers crossed on that. I do want, not going into that article yet. I'm going to come over here and just show you guys something interesting that happened here on the bookmarks. X marks the spot. Get in there. Let's go. This happened this morning. Just so you guys are aware, an address with a balance of $7 million USDT has been frozen. Immediately before that, an address of $12 million was frozen. Right before that, another address of $12 million was frozen, and then an address of almost $22 million was frozen. This was all within a 1 minute time period, about $53 million frozen there. And that's what we have for the news. We'll get into some articles here in a little bit, but first off, TradeFly at OC, what do you guys think about that $53 million in USDT that was frozen? Is that something that's going to come out and be an aha moment, a gotcha in some regulation somewhere? Is this, this stuff like this happened when they were watching money that was being in violation of sanctions and stuff like that from exchanges. So it's a little odd to see $53 million in USDT just frozen from 4 different wallets like instantly. So what do you guys think on that?
It's actually not. It's actually pretty consistent with what Tether has been doing in the past. We just haven't really heard about it recently. But yeah, that's a big thing. They're trying to play nice, right? Because the government right now is really eyeing stable coins. If you guys are tracking on that, that's the one thing that they're talking about getting rid of. So keep that in mind. Tether wants to play nice, and if there's fraudulent activities or anything like that, going on, they're trying to do their due diligence, we'll say. So no, this actually isn't new at all. This has been happening for quite some time, probably over the past couple of years.
Yep. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. So I haven't seen well alerts really push out this many all at once. It was just a big cluster. So it caught my attention. So I just wanted to hear what you think. But yeah, the good points there on that. OC. Any thoughts on that? And his first question. Second is, did you hear what happened yesterday on Trade Wars?
Oh, yes. All right. About the opinion, I believe that we might be hearing a little bit of a follow-up, but I wasn't aware, to be honest, what TradeFly mentioned, which is it happens regularly. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I mean, just to be honest, if you do your investigation about who created Tether, who's behind it, and what is his past, well, that is a little bit of a concerning place to be at. But also, I do think that people can change, and especially when they have found a honest, profitable way of living. So I don't think they want to kill, the golden chicken egg. So yeah, it's just we'll see. But I mean, I do have my reserve, but I'm leaning a little bit more on what TradeFly mentioned, since it is a normal movement. Well, I wouldn't be that worried, although I do split my US in USDT and USDC. So I will be quick on moving those funds.
Yeah, I have minimal exposure to USDT. I have probably more exposure to USDC, just because there's a little bit more in terms of regulation for USDC, and they do a better job of saying how that money is backed. So the reserves are actually kept on record, and they just do a little better job with that. So I feel more comfortable with USDC personally. But
yeah, let me know. Let me know down in the chat, guys. What do you keep your dry powder in the most? USDC or USDT or mix? Just let me know down there in the chat what you guys keep your dry powder in. Or USD. Yeah, that would be.
That's the jam.
USD, USDT, USDC, or a mixture. Yeah. Let me know.
Let me tell them why real quick. I know some of the people here are new. Some of the people have heard me rant about this before. But if you're on Coinbase, you should keep your money in USD if able. And the reason is, if something were to happen to Coinbase at any point, if they go down, that money is kept at a different financial institution. If you read the terms of service, there's about 7 or 8 different financial institutions that are listed in the terms of service, and it'll tell you that money will be insured. It'll be federally insured. So if you have a substantial amount, if it's a small amount, you're willing to lose it, do your thing. Then if you want to collect the interest, go for it on USDC. I do have some funds that I keep in USDC. I will be transparent, but most of my funds, my big money, is in USD, just so you know.
Yeah, so that actually happened to me. July 2022, I'm watching the news on Voyager. I'm reading everything that's coming up. I see that Three Arrows Capital has defaulted, and they gave them an extension on their payment back to Voyager. And then watching all of that go on back and forth, I see that it's July 27th. July 27th or June 27th, maybe it was June 27th is the date that they have to have it settled, right? And I see that they missed their payment. I get an alert. It's like 9:30 at night. I'm laying in bed, and I go, "Oh, they defaulted on it." Well, maybe I'll just chill here for a minute. And then I was like, "No, I can't sit on this. I need to go move this." And I sold all my stuff on the 27th, the day they defaulted. Sold everything on Voyager, moved it all into USD. I was like, I'm just going to move this to USD. Now, I could have went to USDC or USDT and then transferred that. But, you know, I had so much on there. It was like $70,000. No joke. So I was like, it's going to take me time to move this. I feel safer if it's sitting in USD than in one of these stable coins. So I moved it all over into USD. And the next morning, they locked everything down. I actually got all of my money back in August because it was in USD. So all of it, 100%. And there are people who still haven't gotten all of their money back from Voyager. They took haircuts on a lot of their crypto that they had. So yeah, it was absolutely sitting in USD. So great points there.
I was very fortunate in the Voyager thing. I actually made a video about it, and I put a video out, and I was like, hey, get your money off Voyager, because there was a lot of rumblings going on. Like you said, there was issues with them defaulting, and I was like, get it off. And I only listened to myself, 70% of the way. I had about 20K on Voyager myself. I moved most of it off. And then I was still in a few trades. There was about probably close to 4K worth between ADA and Sol. And I was like, I'll leave this on. And stupid move, because I ended up getting like not even a third of that back. I think I got like a G back in total. So yeah, man, lesson learned. And that's why I'm so big on, trying to preach that to people.
Absolutely. No, that's a good point. Good point. But I don't think we have a whole lot to worry about. Yes, Voyager still has another $482 million that they have not dispersed. Absolutely. But I got mine back within about 40 days. So all good. Let's jump over and talk about why we don't have to worry too much about Coinbase going down anytime soon. It would be because of this chart right here. Bitcoin is holding up pretty decent, guys. Again, on that call that we got in. Yes, I want my brownie button. We talked about right here was your point to get in. That was where we made the call in Discord, and it has been a very solid call. We made that call on, I think it was Wednesday evening. We made that call right there. So you can see we had a little pump up. We are getting a little pullback, but we're kind of making a flag right now, guys. We've got a little flag action going on here on the charts right now. So I'm going to take it. I'll go with the nice little flag action on Bitcoin right now. I still got my bear market PTSD. So anytime I see pullbacks, I start looking for those levels of support. But right now, guys, we do have a major resistance sitting above us. Ironically enough, right in the same line, really, that the resistance level that Alex O Crypto was talking about this morning on his show. If you didn't watch it, you should go back and watch it. I watch it. It's like my start off. I go and check out Lunar Beaches in the morning, and I check out Alex O Crypto right before I start digging into all of my data. So it's all sitting right here. I got a TV right over here on the wall. I watch them, and then I get into what's going on in the markets for the show today. So we have Investing Bros in the house right now. We got Crypto Wars in the house right now. Lunar Beaches Crypto in the house right now. Look at all these content creators flowing in. I love it, man.
I know, man.
It's like one of the morning start off for everybody. Like, grab your coffee, get your Legendary Aviation coffee. Let's get into the charts. But looking here, guys, we do have this major level of resistance. This is the same level of resistance that Alex O was looking at for different reasons. He was just looking at these tops here for of resistance from the previous areas. But I actually have the platinum pocket there, the 786. It's that $67,000, 366 there. And watch for that resistance level. That is going to be key. We do have a green dynamic reactor now coming up. But if we take a look at the daily here, there's something I want to point out on here. Let me get the brush marks off. Bye, Mexican spaghetti. there is something I want to point out here is that we do have this dynamic reactor that is now coming up. When we hit this dynamic reactor here in the golden pocket and got that bounce there, this dynamic reactor on the daily is now starting to move up and out of that golden pocket. If this continues to hold support like it typically does on the daily time frame, we could see this over the month ahead going into June and July, where the dynamic reactor becomes our support up into the platinum pocket. And that would be the buildup that I would like to see happen with Bitcoin here. Let's go ahead and kick it over to TradeFly and let's see what he's got for charts, because he's got the heat map and he's bringing the heat. He's bringing the heat. Let's go ahead and jump over there.
Heat map. Let me bring that up. Let me go ahead and refresh it here. All right, looking at the heat map, looks like we got some liquidity building up at about 67,250. There's a hotspot up there. We also have a hotspot down here under about 64K. So, let's, there is an area of resistance up there. So I think what this liquidity right here is people going short, and they're looking for a rejection. So let's go ahead and look at it on the charts here, and that does make sense. We did get that rejection right here. We got an overbought situation, as well as you have this rising wedge. It's kind of squeezing here, but you can see it is honoring it. And one thing I want to point out to you is we came up for this second retest of this area here at about 66.7, and look at the RSI or the prime oscillator kind of going down and right? So a lot of times that would be a little scalp trade for me, a second retest, but you have the trending RSI going down and right. That's what I would look for. Well, one thing, I won't say one thing because I just pointed out a couple things, but let's take a look here, right? If we break out of here, where could we potentially go? The value area high is right in line with the 2021 high. All right. So if you go back to 2021, the high is right here as well. So there's a few things that are lining up right at about 69K. So I think that's going to be an area of resistance. However, that being said, and I may eat my words on this, but I think we're probably going to come down and at least test about 65.4, which is not a big call. At minimum, but I still think there's a bias to at least come down to the 0.382 again. I think we need a second retest of that area, and then you still want to see the continuation of the prime oscillator going up and right. However, I will say that I may, like you, Piper, have to eat a little bit of crow because this is my target area.
It's tasty.
Fully transparent.
Try it with a little salt and pepper. Yeah,
man. This I was talking about this yesterday. I was doing a little TA on Crypto Wars, and this is really my target area. I'm a swing trader, right? So I let it come to me. So I don't really care about what's going on here in the middle. It is what it is. Like, I'd be more likely to short this area, but this area right here is a key area for me, right? Why? We have a trend line that's going up and right, showing obvious support as it's going up and right. We have the dynamic reactor. We have the golden pocket if you do a fib on a shorter time frame. So this area at about 63K, maybe a little higher, 63.2, is an area of support that I am very, very interested in. So right here, I would say set an alert because I think you're going to see price action off of that if it does come down and reach that area. I think at least you're going to see a 2 to 3% bounce, and you can make a nice little quick scalp trade, or you could add to your bag. It's just up to you. If you're doing that though, just make sure you're setting a stop loss. I would keep it pretty tight, probably probably within the platinum pocket, just in case it wicks down and gets that bounce off of the top side of that platinum pocket. So I'll say that's what I'm looking at right now. 63K is the big number for me. Again, I'm not saying it's going there, but that is where I would look for a trade entry.
Sweet. OC, what are you seeing on Bitcoin? And then I want to bring up Chainlink because we got to talk about Chainlink. It's doing some stuff. It's doing a thing.
Absolutely. At this point, I do have contradictory information here, so we need to be a little bit careful.
No, sir. Whoa. We're an echo chamber. We only repeat what each other says. There's no room for differing opinions. Thank you. No, I'm just joking, man. Go for it. This is why we have three of us. Go.
For the record, that is why I love this place. Like,
exactly.
One of the things that when I came over here, I was like, how is this going to be? I was like, is it going to be like my thoughts are suppressed? I will say that Army Piper he's just let us free reign, let us do whatever TA we want, say what we need to say. And like, there's never been any like pushback on that at all. And it's very refreshing for me, to be honest. So
that's because I That's because I was a senior non-commissioned officer in an analytical team for the Army in military intelligence, and that's called groupthink. It's actually one of the things you're supposed to watch for and avoid. So, as OC was saying earlier, you should always have that one person that counterpoints the team.
Yeah.
If everyone's in agreement, one person has to take an opposing view on it. That's, it stops groupthink. So, OC,
am I the counterpoint?
Sometimes you are, but right now it's OC. Counterpoint us, OC. Go for it.
Open up, FBI. Open up, Army Piper. All right. So I do have a little bit of contradictory, but by the way, I mean, there is a little bit of uncertainty here for me, right? And I need to come out clean with this. By the way, guys, not always TA, it's easy peasy, right? I mean, indicators are great and stuff, but sometimes you'll be feeling like, all right, this is shady. This is quicksand, right? So we need to move with caution. For one part, we've been looking at the Wyckoff area, right? So it has been so perfect, like so perfect. Right, we can see right here we had the spring, beautiful spring going, also reflected at the inverse head and shoulder that we have down there. Here we go. We have the next high in here. We have the downtrend here being followed in the bottom, and then also we have the spring confirmation. So this is where we were at here, right? So what happened? We broke this other trend line here that we extended, and then that become a head and an inverse head and shoulder neckline. So we have broken. We're going for supported retest, and we're going up. All right. If we can zoom just a little bit out so I can show a little bit. There we go. Thank you. So now we have the breakout retest, and off we go after the spring confirmation. That is almost perfect to the upside, right? But here's the thing. Look at my oscillator right down here. My oscillator, even if I make it a little bit bigger, here we go. It is not, oh, sorry about that. It is looking like an inverse goose head. All right. So that inverse goose head is not cool. It is a mean goose head. So Alex Crypto would know. So we're going to the red. Yes, we're still above the zero line. But what's going to happen? That usually indicates a farther and deeper retracement, right? I'm not saying that we're going to be losing the bull trend, but then, and I'm going to be changing my charts right away. So here we go. And then it takes me to the same trend line that Trade Flight is talking about, right? So if we go down here for a M pattern or a double top pattern, will still be bullish and will still be at somewhere around 63,300, 63,200. That will maybe give us even a fake out right down here for a further continuation. So am I bullish? Yes, I'm bullish. Am I saying that we're going to hit 62, 900? I don't know. I want to say yes, but since the Wyckoff pattern has been playing so perfectly, well, I just rather wait and see, right? I just be moving cautiously. So far, it's been playing out, but again, that end pattern could be it for the farther and steeper retracement, right? So what I can tell you guys is to be prepared, right? And look at the candles. Look at what TA is telling you. Keep updating with every candle that you have at this point. And just update your opinion, because it might be shifting on you like it is shifting on me right now, right? So I just wanted to throw that in. It seems like you guys are turning bullish and I'm turning bearish. I don't know. This seems like we are on the opposite side of the wheel.
Yeah, no, long
let me hook you up
term,
here, man.
There it is, man. Piper's taking the reins on
there you go.
There.
There we go. We got you, man. A shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. If you guys haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead and hit that like button if you're them. I hate having to ask for it, but guys, we're trying to build something great here, and we need you. TradeFly. Bitcoin at getting its moves, but you know what's really getting a move is Chainlink. So I'm going to jump over real fast to an article here that we have, and then we're going to take a look at Chainlink. Guys, let us know in the chat what altcoins you would like TA on today. ZTS Rhythm is standing by. He is in the house today. Yeah. Let me pull him up here and show you guys. Look, check it out. It's ZTS Rhythm in the house today only. There we go. Bam. What up, ZTS?
Our new logo.
Yeah, it's our new logo. ZTS's head. He said he's going to. He said he's going. That he can do hearts, but I can't. I hate that. He's going to be standing by to get all those altcoins, guys. So let us know in the chat what you would like to see. We'll get those going for you. But I'm going to jump over to this news article here on Chainlink. Price jumps 20% amid Chainlink's U.S. bank pilot program. SmartNav by DTCC. This is from yesterday's news. It came out after the show. Chainlink aims to bring trusted data to blockchain networks. So the price of Chainlink surged. We'll talk about that in a second and actually show you that chart. But it follows the completion of a pilot project by Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, the world's largest security settlement system, in collaboration with blockchain Oracle Chainlink and several prominent financial entities. Those financial entities, JP Morgan, American Century Investments, BNY Mellon, Franklin Templeton, Edward Jones, Invesco, MFS. If you guys don't know what Chainlink does, you'll then we need to explain that first, and then you'll understand why this is a big deal. So what Chainlink does, it's an oracle. It takes Web 2 data, your normal internet information readily available, like the weather, the current time, current exchange rates for things, right? And then it puts it into Web 3. So really what it's doing is it's pulling information to put into other platforms. So from one side of the fence to the other, that's what the Oracle does in the middle. That's why Chainlink is a link between the two, right? It connects two pieces together. So that's why it's a big deal. And they're basically going to be taking information that is in the crypto space, the Web3 space, and they're going to be putting it on all of these different platforms, moving that information over. So it's going to allow tokenization from financial institutions, and that is a big deal. That is what Chainlink is for. It's literally what it's designed to do, and to have a test run on all of these that worked out good. This is now establishing a standardized process for bringing and disseminating net asset value data to various blockchains using Chainlink's protocol. So that is why we had that big move there. Let's jump over there and check out the chart. I just punched my microphone. That'll teach you. That'll teach you. I should be nice to my system. I don't want it to do anything to me today. So Chainlink, guys, I want you guys to know Chainlink is the easy, and I've said this before, this is the easiest asset to trade if you have patience. Because back here going into like May of 2022, all the way through October 2023, so over a year, Chainlink just really traded in this channel. Yes, there were some breakouts up here where, it did some stuff. But if you guys look, it primarily trades in ranges most of the time. This is an old channel that we broke out of. And when we broke out of there, it was a big, big movement. Okay, let's fast forward in time, turn off that old channel, and let's bring on this bottom channel. I want to show you guys here, this bottom channel again started to do its thing, and if you have patience, I'm looking at a 4-hour chart, if you look at the top here, it was in November 11th, and then it's like a week later. So this is perfect for swing trading here, right? May not always make it down, but you got this zero line in here too that you can do quick scalps off of. There's a zero line touch, zero line rejection. Very easy to trade on. Okay, so you get that bottom channel, we break out of it. Oh, don't draw lines. Thank you. We go, break out of that, and we go into another channel. Well, we lost that channel there with a beautiful retest, and look what we went back to. We're back in that old channel that we were just in before we broke out back here. We broke out way back here, and now we went back into that channel. This is why I don't delete stuff. I just turn stuff off. But I do want to show you guys this resistance level that I had up here is where we just got rejected on the 4-hour. I'm going to be watching for this zero line here for this for a bounce. And if we get that and start trading into this upper part of the channel, it's going to be very, very good. But you can see this massive move coming in starting yesterday morning when that data came out, getting a beautiful pump up to an area of rejection, area of resistance there. Let's take a look at the oscillators and see what the oscillators are showing us here. Not that much. That's too much oscillator. We don't need that much oscillator. Only cowbell. That's the only thing we get that much of. We did get the red dot here. We got the flip of the ribbon. It is starting to come down. We had the overbought blocks there. We are starting to get small candles here on the RSI Prime. So it is a nice little time for this to pull back on Chainlink. But this data that came out yesterday, I don't know for sure that it's going to make it all the way down for another test on the bottom of this channel here. You can see it had multiple, and this has been tested many times and shown us support. I actually, like I said, I'm going to be looking for this dynamic reactor to come up in line with the zero line, the midpoint, 50% of this channel, and be a area of support for us to get a bounce. If we do break out of this, guys, we are looking at the top channel being back in play once again, and that's what I'm going to be watching for on Chainlink. What do we have in there? We got Near Protocol. It looks like Adam from OC. That is from Blackie Chan, BC Port Corp, asking for that. We got Polkadot in here in ADA. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on down the line. We'll start with OC, and we'll just go all the way down the channel here. OC, what are you looking at today, man?
Absolutely. It seems like I was requested to myself. I think I just hacked the system. All right. So let's just go. Yeah. I just wanted to show a little bit of data that is breaking some of the analysis that we had. Also, Litecoin, I entered in a position. One of my favorite assets because of Alex or crypto, which is Wormhole. And finally, the one that we want to be looking at, which is Atom. All right. So on Atom, it's been very, very nice because it's basically just giving you almost free money. So it's been shouting out every single time that it changes trend, right? Let me go ahead and even just remove and keep leeching out of the older trends, right? So for example, look at this downtrend, right? As soon as the trend is broken, the downtrend, sorry, as soon as the trend line is broken, the trend shifts, right? So there we go. Breakout, retest, off we go, and new trend line, right? Then what happens? Breakout, retest again, and off we go. Breakout, retest, and off we go. Now what we have? Breakout, retest, and we're about to pierce the dynamic reactor. All right, so that seems to be a little bit of a upcoming movement, right? We just need to be a little bit careful on the oscillator and the prime score. But I do think that as soon as we are moving through the dynamic reactor, our prime score is going to be changing to something around 8 because it's following the previous pattern. Even so, like for example, if I grab this trend line, this is what I was telling you. Look at this. It is exactly the same angle, right? If I grab this trend line and put it here, well, I'm not saying that it's exactly the same angle because we don't have the secondary bounce that we need to confirm an uptrend, but it has happened twice. So I'm just saying that this could be the trend line that we could be following up, right? Just remember, Smart Trader is a prepared trader. So if we break out, retest, and do not make it through the dynamic reactor, well, then we will be making a double top below dynamic reactor, and next possible target will be somewhere around 804. All right, so that's the bearish scenario, but so far I do believe that we're going to have a breakout through that dynamic reactor and follow the uptrend until where? Until our next previous high, that will be somewhere around 906, I believe. So there we go. That's what I'm looking on Atom. I believe it's time finally for them to start moving up once again. So I am getting prepared, and I might be jumping back into Atom leverage position. Not financial advice.
Sweet. Tradefly, what you got for us, bro?
Right on. I got a Near. I've seen that in the chat a couple times. So looking at that overall, bullish structure, right? If you're looking at this, you got a trend line that has been going back. I mean, really, it's not going to be perfect. It's kind of more of a curve, but you could go all the way back as far as October of 2023. That's kind of the start of this bullish structure, right? It's been a nice climb. It hasn't been too terribly aggressive, except for about right here. It had a real nice pop. That's a really big move. But looking at it overall, zooming out, it looks pretty good. And the fib retracement has lined up beautifully. So if you take from about right here where you had this nice pullback and that's the low, and you go up to the top right here, look at how well this is lining up with the fib retracement. And this is one of the reasons we love it so much. Came down to the golden pocket, found support, found resistance on the 0.5. It jumped all the way up to the 0.236, came all the way back down to the 0.5, which is good, right? Now you're seeing a series of higher lows, which is good, pushing up and right. And then we're on the top side of the dynamic reactors. And look how many times we were testing the 0.236. And really this red line is where I just, I drew a line for personal, I saw resistance there, right? So that's kind of where I was eyeing right there at about 7.7. You can see you just tested it over and over and over again. Yeah, really started forming. It looks like a ascending wedge here, maybe a triangle. Actually, it's a triangle. So you're looking at that, right? And you see that's kind of flat where that area of resistance is. But I love these triangles. And the reason I love it is because it is demonstrating, it's showing you that the pressure is actually building to the top side, and it's likely to break through. Percentage wise, you are more likely to break to the top side when you have an ascending triangle than you are to the downside. So it was really interesting that it looked like it broke out just a little bit here, and Chart Prime was looking for an area. It's already invalidated it, and it did pop out to the top side. So now, what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for support here on the top side of all this confluence here at the 0.236, an area of resistance, yada, yada, yada. So something that you can look for is a little bit of a pullback and then continuation to the upside. That's what you should have your eye on right now. Again, you want to come down the prime oscillator, make sure everything is lining up right now. So far, so good. It did get overbought. So I think that a retest of this area is very much in play at 7, we'll say 7.7. So keep an eye on that. If it falls through, obviously it's going to come back down to this range. This is a significant range. So if you were going to do a fixed range volume profile, do it right here. All right. So you can see all of the volume sitting in there. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do it instead of just talking about it. Let's go to fixed range volume profile. We will go from here. So just so you guys know, when I do fixed range volume profiles, I like to do it where I see a range. Okay. There's different ways of doing it. You can do it based on a time frame. You can do it based on where you see the volume or a range where it's consolidating. Personally, I like to do it where I see the consolidation. And look, this is why. Look at this point of control right here. All right. So volume area high, you can see was resistance, point of control was support. All right. And that's just by looking at this and saying, where was the range at? So you can see like it's a nice little opportunity to do some scalp trades and play this range. So that's one of the reasons I love it. Again, we've broken out of it though. So there's two schools of thoughts here. A lot of people say that when you have a fixed range or a range that you have on the chart, it may regress to the mean, come back within that range, and then you can trade that range again. So that's, keep your eye on this right here. Again, this is key. All right. So you want to see support. If you get a bounce here, you can look for continuation up to the upside. And there two areas, right? You got this one. So sometimes you got to draw your own lines. You can't let all your tools do it for you. And really, what am I looking at right here? Let me change this color so it makes it a little more clear. See the resistance? Resistance, you had two hits here. So you had that one would pop through. Sometimes you get a little bit of FOMO. It pushes a little bit higher, but you had these two hits here of resistance, and then ultimately it broke down. So that's why I'm going to look at this area, and it lines up. Obviously, that's a little easy for me to draw this line. But, that's where I would look for that next area of resistance if we came up and retested this area again. So again, I think it's going to come down. It's got to test this support. If you get a bounce here, I would say it's very rational, logical play to go up to 8.5. And then, it just depends on how you're playing the game. If it's intraday scalping, that would be an exit for me. And that's the way I like to do it. And that's what I'm looking for near term. 8.5 is going to be resistance. Again, support will be at about 7.6, 7.7. And then keep your eye on this range right here. If we do fall back in, I think there's opportunities inside of that range, making sure that we're staying on the top side of that dynamic reactor, which is eking up, right? So that's just adding to my bullish feeling for near protocol. And I've been seeing it a lot. I think there's a lot of people that are pretty bullish on near. So again, those are a couple quick areas that I'm looking at on near. Oh,
he said, this is how we do it. What's up? What you got?
One thing. Let me pull this up real quick. Let's go to Coin Market Cap because we need to add to our portfolio. We're going to do this here. Portfolio right here.
Time.
Today is the day that we add to the portfolio. We are profitable, my friends, by $1.60, but that's okay. Profitable is profitable. Let's see. Our worst performer is Render. Let's not put that in the poll. And it is in the poll. All right, so Render's getting its butt kicked at 9.58%. Our best performer is BTC. You're welcome for that. I told you guys, stick with Daddy. Bitcoin and Ethereum always should be in the DCA portfolio. I like to do 25-25 for those, and then the rest of them will be a nice split, right? So Ondo kicking butt at 12%. Bonk is up 5.7%. That was actually a crux pick there. And then Cast was down just a little bit. No big deal. Render just getting a butt kick. So again, this is what's in our portfolio. I would say go ahead and throw some of these in that poll. And then, I'll do another set in the members only Discord. So if you guys want to get into this DCA portfolio, then get into our members only Discord and you'll get to select that last token that goes into the portfolio. And just want to show that to you guys. We're going to track this every week. We're going to see DCA, how it works, and we're going to see if it's real. Everybody preaches DCA, so let's do it. Let's put it to the test. And that's what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. Hey, real fast. Ansel, Ansel, Ansel. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I'm sure I nailed it. You won $100 in USDT on the monthly members giveaway, and I've been trying to get a hold of you. So you need to go to our Discord and you need to drop a message in there so that I can make sure that it's you. And then I need to send you a message. You won $100 in USDT on the monthly giveaway. So congratulations. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Did not see you in the Discord. So congrats. Just wanted to put that out there. It's been a hot minute since he won. It was like 2 weeks, over 2 weeks ago. And I just saw him. So I had the opportunity to tell him that because I'm trying to give money away here, man. Jeez.
Hey, you keep messing around, I'm going to put that in the portfolio. Keep playing.
Yeah, Ansel, if you don't, it's going to end up in the portfolio. It's going to end up in the members' portfolio if you don't take that money. So let's jump over here to the news real fast. I do want to talk about something. Yesterday, we talked about copper. We talked about copper on its way up. OC broke it all down for you. There's some cause and effects that cause some things to happen because other things happened. Second, third order effects, we call those. Let's jump over to this news and show you guys this because it doesn't surprise me at all. Thieves are stealing copper cables from Tesla charging stations amid sky-high prices for vital metal. And if you guys don't know, those things are rapid chargers. They're like big, huge, thick cables of copper. So it has become a money source for some people out in Vallejo, California. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name too. Did I do okay, OC? Vallejo?
Oh, yes. Vallejo, yes.
Recently targeted by thieves who stole copper cables, causing damage and inconvenience for drivers. Incident reportedly occurred on Mother's Day when 9 charging stations behind a Vallejo Target store were vandalized. Thieves cut the heavy-duty cables, which contained valuable copper, and rendering the stations inoperable. Are we going to see more of this? If copper prices stay up, we were talking about this before the show, Tradefly. These stations, they're all over. They're popping up. Like there's one in a parking lot right down the river from my house here, and there's never, ever anything, anyone watching them. Sometimes they just sit empty. Is this going to become a thing for people to go out and scrap? I mean, we saw it years ago in houses where they were going into empty houses, and as they were building homes, they were going in at night and stripping out the copper line. And then if that is going to become a thing, follow-on question: what happens to the EV car world when they don't have any charging stations because they keep getting stripped of copper? Are they going to have to now hire someone to work at the stations and monitor? Like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. There is a poll up right now for the viewers. What token should Piper Academy DCA into for our community portfolio? Ondo, Cass, Render are different tokens. Send it in the chat. Let us know, guys. Do that. Tradefly, your thoughts on this? We're seeing copper stripped out of EV charge stations for Tesla. So, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are y'all need to stop playing because I need to charge my car. That's my thought. Don't you leave me stranded. I will be mad at you.
Is this going to become a problem?
I mean, I hope not. Honestly, that would really suck. This happens over and over again. You mentioned it though. They were doing that with construction. I think they were doing it with industrial as well. Anytime you had exposed walls and it wasn't, there was no security, Yeah, people are running in and stripping that stuff out, man. This happens kind of over and over again. So I mean, hopefully not. That's all I gotta say. Because yeah, that would suck for me personally on a personal level.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
It is the thing, and this is the exact reason why I said we'll never have AI driven self-driving delivery trucks, that the American truck driver is not in danger of stopping, because there would be people that would drive out in front of the AI semi, and they would slow down until that truck stopped, because its programming is not going to let it run through a car, and then they stop it, and then they just take all of the high-end electronics out of the Best Buy truck or the Amazon truck or whatever. This is why you need people, because a lot of people are degenerate criminals in the world, and they are repeat criminals. And so they're going to steal whatever they can get their hands on if there's not someone there to watch them and go, I'm watching you. Doing what's right when no one's watching is a character skill that most people don't have. So there you go.
I say it sounds like the Foot Clan back in the day in Ninja Turtles. Hey, but French Toaster, he said, sounds like we should DCA in the copper. A man is onto something.
It is a commodity. It is a commodity, and you can invest in commodity ETFs. So it's not a bad way. I think that if the economy stays strong globally, and especially in the United States, you're always going to see copper go up. I think it is the metal of choice for industry. So, OC, you guys how many charging stations do you guys have down there in the Yucatan Peninsula?
I don't know exactly how many charging stations, but just right here in Merida City, we have over, I don't know, I'll venture to say 50, 60, something around that. It's not that bad, but let me say something.
Uh-oh.
Noobs. Guys, I'm talking to the ones taking those cables. Come on. Right here on Yucatan Peninsula, when every single time that the lights or the power go out, all of the neighbors at the same time, as soon as possible, we walk out of the street and start looking at the how do you call them? The wells where all the cables are buried, or at the post where all the cables are hanging. Because here, especially at the beach, they do take live energy cables made out of copper while they are being transmitting energy. So
nice. Love it.
Yeah, nice.
That's bold.
Roll the dice, man. You want some money? You might get shocked, but hey, you just go for it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I'm not gonna lie, dude. When I was out in the field, I used to go through and cut the comm cables. I don't know if you know, they used to be energized back in the day. And I would take the Gerber. Everybody had a Gerber. I don't know for you guys, but Marines, we all had Gerbers. And so I would go through, and I was like, yeah, this is worth it. I'm gonna take the hit, baby. And I would go out there and just like snip, and then they would get all pissed off, and it was always a good time. But,
awesome. All right, let's jump into some more TA. We got a couple of more to get through here, and then I got a really hopium-filled article for you guys to round out the day, and then TradeFly. Because of your win, we're going to party you out of here today. We're going to demonetize today's show just for you. So stick around. Let's jump into Ondo. I got Ondo pulled up here. Real quick, guys. We did get a nice bounce down here on the golden pocket on Ondo. Currently, right now, we are breaking above the value area high in that 236, getting a nice little pump above that. But be careful, we are starting to get a red candle. If we come back and test 89, 90 cents, that would be the pump up mark for me that I'm watching there. We do still have a little bit of play, it looks like, here on the Oscillator Pro, and we could go a little bit higher. You can see back here previously, we've gone a little bit higher in the RSI Prime. So I do think that there is a possibility for it to maintain this area and just grind above that 90 cent mark on Ondo. It's not looking too bad as of right now. Real quick, over to Render. I do want to point out here, guys, that we had a beautiful collection area down here on this in the golden pocket. That was the area of target for support, and we have now caught that. We're now holding above that 236 there, giving us a nice support range, and our resistance range is up here on the 236. So anywhere in the ballpark of about $9.85 would be a good buy-in, and watch for resistance on this point of control coming in right at 1097. We'll call it 11, and then right at 1134. So that would be your resistance box there. Anything in this range that we're at right now with that dynamic reactor hitting on that 382 is looking solid. Let's kick it over to OC and see what you got, man.
Absolutely. I have OP by request, and we can see that we have a change of signal here. So we're going strong, but for the sell, we have broken below the dynamic reactor. Let me point out something very quickly here. If I start turning on my indicators, one thing that I want to show you is that we have a strong downtrending here that is being mined between these falling wedges. Well, falling wedge usually breaks to the upside, right? So we just need to be a little bit careful, because you can see as soon as we break out of the that downtrend line, well, we're breaking also out of the big downtrend, right? We went up, so we turned bullish, and then finally, as we technically break the previous low, well, we're turning bearish again. This could be a fake out because everything else is moving and we're pushing above the zero line right down here. So just be aware that we could be making our way back above the dynamic reactor, right? And that is because everything else is moving and pushing forward. Nonetheless, we're technically bearish because we have broken the previous low, therefore not making a higher low, which take us back at being bearish. All right. So just so you understand the technicals, when you start seeing this flags, when they are properly configured, but there's also the real scenario that we can break through, retest, and this could be your opportunity as long as we are above the zero lining here for a possible scenario to the upside, especially since we have the premium zone right here very close. That will maybe do a bounce to make a retest right down here. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Turning it back to you.
Awesome. Tradefly, what you got for us, bro? Round it out.
I got AVAX up on the daily. So to my own horn here a little bit, I did call for this right here. I was like, hey, you're probably going to see another strike of this green line here, which is basically just showing you divergence. And that's a strong indication. When you see multiple hits of this, that's a strong indication that you're likely to see some movement to the upside. Boom, came down, tested support 31. It's up here at the 0.5 right now. Can't see the dynamic reactor. I think it's overlaid right now, or at least underneath of the overlays at about 36 or 37 bucks here. So that was a nice move for AVAX. Now we're waiting for a breakout because we're at an area of resistance. So keep an eye on that. I think it could, if it keeps this momentum up and right, I definitely think it's going to come up to about 39.40. It looks about $40 here. And you can see right here, resistance. So we're keeping an eye on that. I think that's likely where you'll see a little bit of rejection. I would expect some kind of move kind of like this before it continues up and right. And that's basically just, it's contingent on the rest of the market too. Understand that. So if Bitcoin does end up pulling back and moving back, then we could see obviously it come down and retest this. But as of right now, momentum looks to be on AVAX's side. As long as Bitcoin consolidates or moves up, my expectation is we visit around about $40 or so in the short term here. So $40 is kind of my high side. We are at an area of resistance right now, just based on the dynamic reactor as well as the point of control here. So let's keep an eye on that. And then your low side is going to be about 31.8. I would definitely be interested if you miss this opportunity right here. If it comes down and revisits this area, that's definitely an area to keep an eye on. I think even here may not be a bad play if we see this. If we see it move up, get a rejection, come back down for a retest, and you have a continuation of the prime oscillator going up and right, showing you we still have strength going into that move, this could be an opportunity as well. And that is at about $36.
Awesome. We are about at the end of the time period here, but I do have one Hopium article that I want to bring in for you guys real fast here, just because, I like to end the show with some Hopium. Bitcoin traders target $74,000 next week as Bitcoin spot ETFs log 4 days of inflows. We already showed you that. Nice little inflow on the ETFs there. They're calling for $74,000 as early as next week due to increasing institutional demand and risk appetite for assets. The markets are going back risk on right now. And so this could be the opportunity. I know Alex Crypto called for 73,000, I believe it was that he said, or 67,000. Yeah, that's what it was. We're actually looking next week that we could be heading up to 71 to 74 52K. So that's what we have there for a little bit of hopium for you based on the inflows and the institutional demand. But TradeFly, you fought a valiant battle yesterday against Drew Wolfer, and you have maintained to make it to the end. One more minute on that poll there, guys. If you guys haven't voted on that poll, do so. TradeFly, tell us what's going to be happening next week, man, because Piper Academy has logged itself into the historical seasons for trade wars. So for crypto wars, trade wars on crypto wars. So tell us what happened and tell us what's happening next week.
All right. Well, your boy survived his third 1v1. I was in the essentially losers bracket. Not anymore, my friends. We are now going to the ship. We are going to the finals. It's going to be me, OC Guy, and Bullish Trader on Crypto Wars or Trading Wars with Crypto Wars OG, aka Crypto Keeper. So super appreciative of the opportunity. But hey, Piper Academy is representing. So if you guys are ever curious, I would say we've kind of shown like we're not so bad. We're not so bad. So
and you guys beat out some monsters in the trading world. So good job, dude. Man.
And hey, props to those guys. Alex O, Crypto Blood, Drew Wolfer, all you guys are studs. They're all very, very good in their own right. And so yeah, I'm humble. yeah. I'm humbled to even be in the same conversation, but you know, it also feels good. And I'm proud of me and OC, you know, for moving on, and hopefully one of us takes home and brings that trophy to Piper Academy, man. So that'll be dope. That'll be a big win for us.
Well, I'm proud of you too, and you have earned this.
Oh, there he is.
It's a Friday party, people. Let's get it. Win that this weekend. You guys are why we do what we do here on the Piper Academy show. So on the way out, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, share this with a friend because sharing is caring. Shout out to everybody who joined us today. We will be back here Monday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets, and possibly Blackie Chan. So stick around for that. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today on Piper Academy. Shout out to all of the content creators. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. And then until then, trade safe and use a stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy.
And stick around. We're going to Randy Hipper. Drop those graduate claps.
We'll keep that front line covered. Even when we're dead and gone, we'll find a way to keep going. Cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!